Kenyon, speaking of Draymond, you pulled up to the On the Rocks podcast recently. You were asked if you thought Draymond was, quote, one of those guys. You said no, and that he's calculated in who he goes after. Usually pick guys who are unwilling to fight back. So some people try to interpret that as you saying that Draymond is a fake tough guy. So I wanted to get you here on this couch. Because I listened to the clip. You didn't say Draymond was a fake tough guy. You just said he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
not being one of those guys doesn't necessarily mean that you are.
Yeah, I was asked a specific question, and I didn't mention Draymond. It wasn't for one reason or another. I don't put him in the category with the guys that I named. That's all. And I've watched Draymond's career from the time he came in to now. And I think a lot of the things and the people who he has done things to has been calculated. I don't think it's not spur of the moment things. It ain't reactionary things. It's people, and I said it's just people who he hasn't hit someone or did something to someone and someone's instant reaction is the next step, right? Everybody complains, everybody looks for the refs to break things up, and he hasn't done anything to someone and there's been a reaction where, like, oh, shit. It hasn't been that reaction yet. So, I respect Draymond's career, what he's done, what he has done for the Warriors, 4-time champion, all those things. Not to take anything off his career, but I just don't put him in the category with Rick Mahorn, Charles Oakley, those guys. Like, I don't put him in that category.
Like a Zebo. Zebo say I'm
Otis Thorpe,
bully the bullies.
Or Buck Williams. I don't put him in that category. With Zebo, I don't put him in that category. I don't. With Udonis,
Zebo.
Certain guys, you know what it is. Like, we play hard. We're gonna play hard. We're gonna play basketball, but you cross the line and it's going to get there, like, quickly. And that's just what it is, man.
So a lot of times we talk about the 70s, 80s. Obviously, fighting was encouraged, embraced. The fines weren't as bad back then. You were allowed to really get to it. But is the league soft nowadays, or are players just less willing to give up them game checks by engaging in fisticuffs?
All of it. It's all under the same thing. I don't think these guys grew up having fist fights, so they're not quick to go there. Now, this is what it is. Like,
that's fair.
When you grow up having fist fights, you quick to go to that, right? That's what you know, right? When you disrespect, you come from the shoulders. Somebody call you a bitch, you come from the shoulders. Somebody say something disrespectful, you come from the shoulders with it. That's just the way a lot of us grew up. These kids didn't grow up that way. So we're not expecting them that to be their first reaction when something is presented and that something negative is presented. That's not their reaction. So I don't expect them to be that way. So is it soft or whatever? However people want to classify it as, right? Yeah. But as time is gone, we don't want to, the game needs to be the game. Basketball needs to be free flowing, but every now and again, people get disrespectful out here. And when you get disrespected, then some people react a certain way. These guys don't. Yeah. Not everybody react that way.
If I say, who would you consider if Draymond went after in the league right now, that would
Isaiah Stewart. Anybody on that Pistons team?
Beef Stew.
Durden too, yeah.
Anybody on that Pistons team. He did that to the Pistons team in Detroit. I'd be like, hey, brother, you crazy.
No, I'm just like, when you
brother, you crazy. You do that to one of them.
Yeah, no, I just
one of them real YNs.
Yeah,
that's the lean YNs over there. That's the lean drinking that water,
bro. It's a different time.
No, not that team. That team look like they in the 80s still.
Dudes ain't growing up in the projects, man. The dudes ain't growing up in the projects, man.
Social media, I gotta see it everywhere. I got to come back and do something worse to you.
Do you see that?
That's the times people in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like if you beat
they protecting these kids because they don't know how to respond to getting their ass whooped. Yeah. Just like back in the day, if you got your ass whooped and they want to go get a gun instead of, hey, let's square up again. Let's squabble. If we're not gonna squabble until you get your win, what you gonna go get? Now you gotta kill. You want to kill?
I gotta come back.
Right? I gotta come back. So I think they are protecting the guys
because you're embarrassing.
Because the embarrassment is so extreme.
It's so extreme.
Think about how sensitive they are to just criticism. They'll jump on the podcast and be like, "Oh, take it personal. What about you and your career?" And it's like, bro, relax. It's jokes. It's just joking, and then we serious. But play better, cool. But like, you want to take it to the, like you said, if you call him a bitch in the middle of a game. It's interesting because sometimes tactics for certain players are to rile you up, get you fucked up mentally. I'm going to say what I can say to get you thinking about this shit while you shooting this bitch. Like, this nigga really just called me that. For real? Like, I'll fuck you up. It's like, hey, look, at the end of the game, it's like, hey, look, bro, you know I was fucking with you, right?
See, no.
You can't turn that down.
But that's the tactic.
Yeah. If so let's talk about ticket, right? Let's talk about specifically ticket, right? KG with that shit. Bitch ass nigga, you bitch ass, you bitch. My question is, nigga, who you talking to? I asked that nigga, who the bitch ass nigga? I need to know, because I don't want to misinterpret that you talking to me. I need to know who the bitch ass nigga is out here. Or that's like, I need to know that. Because if I interpret you talking to me, it's going to go a whole different way other than playing basketball.
But see, that's the difference I'm talking about. So where Ticket from where he was playing, that was our tactic of showing the dominance and the demand of respect. Hey, you bitch ass, if you don't say it back, you really are a bitch ass nigga.
See, I don't want to say it back.
What's up? Yeah, back on you, bitch ass nigga.
That's the difference.
That's the thing.
See, that's that
it's
shit.
Where you from?
Yeah, because you bitch ass nigga get punched in your shit.
Yeah.
Like, you call me a bitch ass nigga, my next reaction not to punch you, call you another one. My reaction is to punch you in your shit. Because you told me you wanted to fight by calling me a bitch ass nigga.
But guess what? No, we did.
Yes, we did.
No, we did. No, we did. You took that. You interpret that. Because that did not come out of my mouth. That did not come out of my mouth.
From Oak Cliff, Texas, my nigga, we come from the show.
If I can get you out of that element, in that element,
but the thing is, this is why I grew up. Listen. You do that, we come here with it, and we gonna start back playing basketball after the fact, nigga.
When I used it in the terms I used it for, was just me saying it.
No.
The only people who interpret that is people who like to fight.
They like to fight. And then you out 3 games, you out 5 games.
What did I do? Cool.
Let me say I'm gonna fight.
No.
Don't just interpret my words as fight words. That's just part of my lingo.
Sticks and stones will break your bones, and words will never hurt me. Never let that shit get to me. You can call me all the bitch ass niggas. I'm looking up laughing at you. Like, I like this type of energy.
I've been called that plenty of times.
I'm ready for that. I got him hyped up now. He's mad. He can't wait to steal on me.
No, the thing is,
can't wait.
That's what you misinterpret. I'm not mad. That's the thing.
That's the problem too.
That's the thing. I'm not mad.
But you want to fight.
Yes.
Yes. No, thank you.
Yes.
Not mad. And coach, what's wrong with this?
What's wrong with this?
What's wrong with this one?
Yes.
He didn't come to play basketball.
And he's doing that while he's mad.
I did. Hey.
What's wrong with
Yo.
What's wrong with this?
Man, for real?
I came to play basketball.
Every time he see me, he mad now. Fuck that nigga, man.
The thing is,
I'm gonna see him after the game.
So the thing is, we can be on the same court. We can get it. So this thing, I grew up. See, y'all didn't grow up in my environment. I grew up in my environment. Nigga do that shit. I didn't see niggas fight, get to it. Niggas get done, nigga can go back hooping unless you the nigga that got your ass whooping, you want to leave. The nigga that whooped you, he ready to hoop some more.
I'm sure.
In the NBA, you ain't no more hooping. Ain't no hoop no more. Ain't no stay on the court. That's the reason why we amp you up. We know if you cross this line, you're unprofessional.
You won't do it again?
Your emotions got the best of you.
Hey, you won't do it again?
You are emotional. You are emotional.
Any nigga I punched in his shit, ask me if he did it again.
Nope. Man, you can't wait to.
Any nigga that got punched, ask me if he did it again.
Nope. But hey, I can tell you this. These contracts now, that little punch.
Cool, 3 games.
Way more.
Cool.
Way more.
Guess what?
Ain't nobody worth $3 million.
Listen, guess what? Cool, that's what you listen.
Nobody's worth $3 million.
When I got suspended then, it wasn't free.
Hey man,
I know.
I lost money.
And guess what? Put your hands on me, bro. Don't touch me.
And guess what?
Don't touch my body.
And guess what?
Touch my flesh, touch my body. What you want. Just don't touch me though. You good. Say what you want. I'm better at talking than I am into that. You say something, I'm gonna say something.
You don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
But boy, if you put your hands on me, I got to.
If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
Yeah, that them young. Hey, that's why he say y'all falling.
Yeah.
They said they spent $500 on that gun. They using it.
Yeah. We talking about sports here. No, we talking about sports here, man. I don't bother no nigga in the street because these niggas switch.
No, but that's what he said.
We talking about within the confines of the line.
It ain't no confines of the line once you put your hands on me, bro. Once you put your hands on me, my niggas on the outside is like, where you at?
You can't get mad at how
And you think they stopped making them because they made yours?
No, but you started it. You started it.
But you think they stopped making them because they made yours?
I got the justification to do it now.
But you think
you got mad at some shit that I said.
No,
that's like a nigga get mad at something I tweeted. It's like, yo, I tweeted this.
See, that's the problem. Gil, what you just said. The problem is y'all interpret that a nigga mad. No, nigga just don't stand for no disrespect.
No, but you put your hands on me. What you talking about?
Listen,
you don't
y'all niggas couldn't handle
Tonight is one of those nights in the NBA season where every fan base feels that tension in their chest, where every storyline converges into a single question that sets the tone for everything that follows. And for the Golden State Warriors, that question is as loud as it gets. Will Stephen Curry take the court, suit up, and try to lift this team tonight against the Miami Heat? The anticipation has been building ever since the final buzzer against the Orlando Magic, a game that delivered both brilliance and frustration for this Warriors team. And now, the news is in, and it is official. Stephen Curry is out. Not questionable, not game-time decision, not limited minutes. Out. And let me tell you this, the impact of that absence reverberates far beyond the injury report. Because when Steph sits, the entire identity of this Warriors team shifts. The rhythm changes, the shot profile changes, the pressure distribution across the roster changes. And Golden State now enters Kaseya Center knowing that one of the greatest engines in NBA history will not be powering the offense tonight. But before anyone panics, before anyone starts spiraling like this season is slipping away, we need to talk about what really matters here. How this team responds without its superstar. That is the measure of character, the foundation of championship DNA. And the Warriors have proven time and time again that when adversity hits, they rise. And tonight is another test in a long line of tests. Let's start with Steph himself. Because even in the moments where the ankle pain was visible, even when the soreness was clearly bothering him, even when the first half restriction pulled him out of rhythm, the man still dropped 34 points against the Orlando Magic. You have to understand how insane that is. Most players in the league would take 34 points as a perfect career night performance. For Steph, it was a compromised, limited outing. And that tells you everything about his greatness. That tells you everything about why this team remains dangerous no matter what the record says right now. And speaking of records, despite the frustrations, despite the ups and downs, despite the early inconsistencies, the Warriors are entering this matchup with an 8-14 record. That is not where they want to be, but it is nowhere near the bottom, nowhere near desperation mode. In fact, given how often they have been without Curry, without Kuminga, without Butler for stretches, without Draymond in key moments, without Buddy finding his rhythm until recently, this team is performing far better than people are giving them credit for. But let's get into what matters most tonight. This game, without Curry, belongs to the trio that must step up, elevate, and put their fingerprints all over this matchup. Moses Moody, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler III. Let's start with Moody, because let me make something very clear. Moses Moody is no longer the under-the-radar project player. He is no longer the guy waiting for an opportunity. He is no longer the backup plan. He has earned his presence on the floor. He has earned his starting spot. He has earned the trust that Steve Kerr is finally giving him. Coming off historic shooting nights, coming off the best stretch of his young career, Moody must become the Warriors' primary scoring option tonight. No hesitation, no shrinking, not playing conservative. This is his moment to show that he can scale up his impact, not just be efficient in the margins. And his shooting, his confidence, and his energy will dictate how Golden State survives offensively. But offense is only half the battle. Defense will define this game, especially against a Miami Heat team that thrives in chaos, in physicality, in toughness, in mismatches. And that is where Draymond Green must anchor this team. Say what you want about him, criticize the antics, debate the emotional volatility, but when the lights are brightest, Draymond becomes the heartbeat of this franchise. This is the kind of game where his voice matters more than his box score, where his rotations, his positioning, his communication, and his leadership determine whether Golden State hangs in this fight. And without Steph orchestrating the offense, Draymond's decision-making becomes the oxygen for this team. Then there's Jimmy Butler III. Make no mistake, Jimmy has been one of the most consistent forces on this team. He has stabilized the Warriors in moments where things were falling apart. His physical drives, his decision-making, his willingness to take over when Steph sits, and his veteran poise have kept Golden State afloat all season. But tonight, he has to be more than consistent. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to be physical. He needs to be the guy who sets the tone on both ends. This Miami Heat team is disciplined. They close space fast. They weaponize the corners. They rotate like a machine. And if Jimmy hesitates even a little, this game could snowball quickly. Speaking of the Heat, let's talk about their injury report because that matters in a big way. Bam Adebayo being upgraded from out to questionable is a massive storyline. If Bam plays, this game shifts dramatically. His defensive presence, his playmaking, and his ability to neutralize drives changes the way Golden State must attack. Tyler Hero is still out, which removes one of Miami's biggest scoring threats. Terry Rozier remains sidelined as well, reducing their perimeter creation. Miami is 7-6. They're scrappy, they're competitive, but they are beatable. Golden State's predicted lineup tonight is going to look unusual. Podziemski, Will Richard, Moody, Jimmy Butler III, Draymond Green. That is a lineup full of high basketball IQ, defensive grit, and versatility, but not a lineup full of primary creators. Which means the Warriors must play controlled, must limit turnovers, must rely on ball movement, and must generate high percentage shots, rather than leaning on isolation. But here's the good news. In moments like these, when the superstar is missing, the Warriors find ways to come together. It's been in the DNA of this team for a decade. Whether it was the games Steph rested in the 2017 Dynasty run, or the gritty seasons where Golden State stayed competitive with patchwork lineups, or the stretches without Clay or Draymond in past years, this franchise repeatedly shows resilience. And that resilience is the storyline heading into tonight's game. This game will not be easy. Miami is always physical, always prepared, always disciplined. But if the Warriors communicate defensively, if they rebound with toughness, if they push the pace selectively, and if Moody and Podziemski rise to the moment, and if Draymond and Jimmy set the emotional tone, Golden State can absolutely win this game. And ultimately, the conclusion is simple. This game will be tight. It may even be ugly at times, but the Warriors have the structure, the toughness, and the collective identity to grind out a victory. The prediction is clear. Warriors win this game in a close battle and build momentum heading into Thursday's matchup against Portland, where Stephen Curry is expected to return in full force. Warriors Nation fans, this is your moment. This is the time where the team needs your energy, your belief, and your support louder than ever. So tell me what you think. How do you feel about Steph sitting tonight? Who do you believe needs to step up the most? Drop your opinion in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and make sure you subscribe to Warriors Nation News for daily videos, reactions, and full coverage of your Golden State Warriors.